Hello and welcome back, my fairies. I'm Matsuyorific, and we are back with more Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Chat Noir, Season 6, Episode 6, Sleeping Siren. Once again, I never really came across any trailers for this episode, which is odd. They're not really doing a whole lot to advertise this season. Maybe they are, and it's just not showing up on my feed anymore. I don't know what's going on, but it's another one that I'm going into completely blind. Also, in case you missed the last review, unfortunately my drawing tablet is broken, so I'm not able to make any new artwork for a while Also, I'm sick, sorry if I cough a little bit. But I'm not going to be able to make any new artwork in a while for you guys to enjoy, so unfortunately, what's going to be playing on the side won't be Miraculous related, okay, I haven't even decided yet if I'm going to show off The Sims 4 or Pokemon. If it's Pokemon, then I'm sorry, I'm still working on this challenge that I started several months ago, and I've been working on this one hunt for several weeks, so I apologize if you're confused why there are Pokemon on the screen. Then I'm sorry, but I've been looking for this Shelf Obama Snow for literally weeks now. I've seen over 500 of these things, and it hasn't been blue, and the odds are like 216. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for understanding that. Going into this episode, again, kind of blind. The only thing that I know is the obvious title is Sleeping Siren. So I'm assuming this is going to be an Undine episode. Probably Undine and Kim. I'm sure Kim's going to be here at some point. I do kind of hope that we can get to the point where Undine can be untethered from Kim and become her own character, because up to this point, she's kind of just become Kim's girlfriend. She was introduced as Kim's real love interest, and then ever since she's just been Kim's girlfriend. And that's about all she's been, and it's a shame, because I would really love to see her become her own character, but who knows, maybe it'll happen this episode, so I'm gonna stop blabbering and go find out. Alright, well, it definitely wasn't Undine without Kim, but it was definitely a good Undine episode. I did enjoy this episode. The part at the end, yeah, we'll get to that eventually, but I just have to say that I'm a little exhausted. Like this episode, like the part at the end kind of comes out of left field, and it's like, what who is this? But anyways, the episode starts off with Undine and Kim. We actually find out who Kim's parents are, and it looks like he has two dads. So yay, Miraculous! Kim has two dads. One of the, no, I guess not really. They don't really look like Kim, so I'm guessing that he's adopted, which, you know, makes sense. There are gay couples where the child comes in from a previous relationship, because, you know, bi people exist. But, like, I guess he must be adopted, which, you know, makes sense. Yeah, we learn about Kim's parents. It looks like they're both athletes, or at the very least, they're like Kim's trainers, which I guess makes sense. But Undine is wanting to kiss Kim, because she feels like, you know, they've been together long enough, they should kiss, and she doesn't really understand why Kim won't kiss her. And she puts on this banana lip gloss, because apparently banana is Kim's favorite flavor. I don't know if that's like always been his favorite flavor, or if he just thinks it's funny to eat bananas a lot because he's King Monkey, a joke that only he gets to laugh at. I could see it both ways. But Kim smells the banana on Undine, and he gets like really close, and Undine thinks he's about to kiss her, so she leans in, and he's like, "Ha! Got your nose! Gotta catch me!" He's like, "Really, Kim? Oh, So clueless. Oh, I felt so much pain for Undine here. Oh my goodness. By the way, I just want to say that Undine is... I think I really like Undine's new design. I think she's really pretty. And that's kind of gonna come into play later. But let's keep going through the episode. So, the mean boy from Zoe's past is sitting here with two new characters who are also kind of snobs. And I'm guessing these guys are just here to replace Chloe. But we don't know enough about them to really care about them. You guys know, I talk a lot of really positive stuff about this show. I haven't had a lot to criticize lately. I will defend this show with my life when it comes to people calling the good parts bad. But I can't say anything good about these characters, not because they're bad people, but because they're just kind of poorly written. I'm sorry. I know that's probably weird. It's been so long since I've had any actual criticism about this show, but I cannot get behind these new bully characters. They're just so generic and one note. I guess they hate love. They're looking to split up couples, but this is literally our first time getting to know these two lackeys. This is our first time seeing these lackeys. And we have literally spent a minute, not even a full minute, with the spoiled rich guy. I don't even know his name. And we know and this is our first time meeting these other two. They want us to care about them. At least with Chloe, we got to actually spend time with Chloe. When she was first introduced, we spent actual time with her. We learn about her. She talks about herself, talks about her daddy. And, they give us time to actually, get to know her and learn what she's about. But these guys, we know nothing about them, and it's kind of hard to feel invested. It does kind of pull me out of the episode. It's who are these characters? Who are they? My only reaction was, oh no, they're gonna mess with poor Undine and mess everything up for them. But other than that, I feel nothing. But anyways, we move on to the lunchroom, and this scene honestly confuses me. Because they're clearly in the lunchroom at school, so they're on lunch break, right? But then Alia is texting with Nino, and she says that he just told her that he brushed his teeth and is going to the bathroom. But what? Where is he brushing his teeth at? Because I don't know about you, but I never brought my toothbrush and toothpaste to school. I don't know anybody who has ever brought their dental care routine to school with them. You brush your teeth in the morning and you brush your teeth at night. Why is this? What, Nino, what are you doing? Why are you brushing your teeth before lunch? When you're supposed to be at school? I'm so confused by this. But, they talk about how, Alia and Nino tell each other everything. Marinette's wait, everything? Well, no, not everything. Hinting at, she obviously hasn't told Nino that Marinette is Ladybug. It's obviously, she's not a bad friend. But then Marinette goes into asking the others, if they share everything with each other. And they go around talking about things. We get some cute moments. Milen talking about Ivan. And then we get more Jula Rose. And it's thank you. Yes, the kiss last season was great. It was great getting on-screen verification, but also them just talking about it in a conversation about couples. And they're oh, well, we just kind of understand each other. And it's yay, I'm so glad that they're acknowledging it. I love when they acknowledge the gay couples. Sorry. I wish we had more. but I will take what we can get. And then Kagami talks about how it's kind of difficult to have a long distance relationship with Felix because he's, so far away. And they're like, how do you make that work? And she, like, I don't even know how to describe this. I don't know if this is like their flight forms. We get this illustrated image of Ryuko and Argos meeting above the clouds and having a kiss in the air. And it's like, are these their sky forms? Their flight forms that they use for like flying around the world? Because I would love to see it in color. It's cute. It is really cute, but like I want to see them. Did Ladybug give out the transformation snacks to all of the heroes? Are they all able to get the different forms now? I have questions. This throws more questions than answers, but I am glad that they at least get to, have their meetings and be able to like meet in person and stuff, even if they have to do it using their miraculous. But I guess that means that Felix now knows that Kagami is Ryuko. I don't know if Ladybug ever approved that, but like they both know who Marinette is. So I guess it's just like, yeah, we all know that each other's identities and it's fine, maybe. But Kagami's just like, oh yeah, we do video chats. And then it goes to Undine, and she's like, well, things aren't actually that great. I don't know if he wants to, like, we haven't kissed yet, and I'm really concerned about it. And they're like, oh, well, no worries, we can come up with a plan. And Marinette shares how she and Adrien had their first kiss. It's like, and you can do that. No, Marinette, no, they are not recreating your first kiss with Adrien. Good lord. But one of the new bully characters, I'm just gonna call them by the color of their hair. Bully Black, Bully Brown, and Bully Blonde. Oh my gosh, all of their hair colors start with the letter B. So you know what? Yeah, we're just gonna call them Bully Black, Bully Brown, Bully Blonde. But yeah, Bully Black records their conversation and plays it for the others. And they're like, oh, okay, so rock, paper, scissors to see who gets to go first. And Bully Blonde, throws extremely late, like 2 whole seconds late. And it's like, obviously you're cheating. Like, it's not even a millisecond late where immediately as you see that someone's throwing scissors, you throw rock. No, he's just, like, making it very blatantly obvious that he's cheating. And, like, it did not hit. It did not land at all. I have nothing for these characters. Like, they are nothing burgers. You know what? Maybe that's what we should call their trio. They're the trio of nothing burgers. Gosh. Oh, though I will say that Bully Blonde just kind of makes me think that Chloe and Harley from Pokemon had a baby together. Like, he's like the love child of Harley and Chloe Bourgeois. Oh, he does kind of give Harley vibes, but he's not as fun as Harley. Like, I loved Harley. Harley is how you do this trope, right? May, like my little sugar cookie, how are you, hon? Like, that Harley was amazing. Bully Blonde is a nothing burger. But anyways, moving on. So Bully Blonde goes to Kim and it's like, hey, listen, I have these really fancy water flippers for you, but if you want them, you have to not talk to girls. So Kim's just like, oh, yeah, sure, that'll be easy. And then Undine is outside, and he's like covering his mouth because he doesn't want to he doesn't want to fail the challenge and lose the flippers. But she has a poem to read for him, which the girls all decided would be a good idea. So she takes him out with him covering his mouth, and I will admit, like, Kim waddling in those flippers was a hilarious sight, but knowing how like foreseeing how bad this was going to go kind of ruins the humor for me, because I saw the train wreck coming, and I don't know, it just didn't, I can't tell if this hits the way it's supposed to or not. It was just really awkward, I guess is the right word. But Undine starts reading the poem, and at first you think Kim is smiling, like he's touched. The boy will not put his arms down, by the way, even though he's sitting. But then he starts, then his smile gets even bigger, like he's holding in a laugh. And it's like, oh my gosh, Kim, don't. Like, you already know that this is not going to go well. Also, we see side note, sorry, but we do see that one girl from the quote-unquote first episode, the one that was supposed to be the first episode with Aurora, who made that video that who made these videos by accident and went viral, and Aurora tried to copy her. We see her again, and I'm like, who are you? Like, she's part of the girl group, apparently. She was at the lunch table with Undine, Marinette, and all of Marinette's friends, but, like, who is she? She's another character that we don't have a name for, and, like, okay, maybe she gets introduced in another episode that we haven't seen yet, because obviously the episodes are airing out of order, which is annoying, but, like, every time I see her, I just want to know, who are you? Why am I supposed to care about you? I know, a lot of this is, who are you? Why am I supposed to care about you? But, like, there's 4 characters in this episode, and I know nothing about 3 of them. One of them I know next to nothing about. It's like, oh my gosh. Can we get some actual episodes that introduce us to these characters, please? That is a big problem that this season is having, that they're introducing these characters that everybody else apparently knows that we don't know, and they're trying to act like we should know them. So that is this episode really made that issue apparent to me, and that is definitely, I have been praising season 6 so far, but that is an actual, like, really that kind of, and that's the fact that this episode is the one that's pointing this out to me also kind of ruins my enjoyment of this episode. But it just feels really weird. It's a really weird choice. I don't get it. But anyways, apparently Kim finds the poem funny. I guess he thinks it's funny that the words are rhyming, like it's a joke. But Undine's poem is actually kind of sad when you really break it down, because she talks because, like, obviously the siren in the poem is herself, and she talks about herself, you know, being unusually tall, having, quote, broad limbs, referring to the fact that she does have very broad shoulders, and, quote, spots all over her face, talking about her freckles. And it's like, oh my gosh, Undine is having body image issues. And I think that's actually, like, it's sad that we don't get to see too much of that, but, like, I think that's actually, like, a really interesting thing about her character. I wish I could actually focus more about her body image issues, because there are going to be a lot of kids watching this show who are also going to have body image issues. Humans come in all shapes and sizes, and I do kind of wish that we could get, like, seeing this and hearing about how she sees herself. I kind of wish that they would go into, like, have an episode about Undine really worrying about her body issues. Maybe the bullies start harassing her more about her body issues. Well, no, maybe she doesn't have, there's nothing wrong with her body. I think that she's really pretty. I do think that she could probably, like, if she grew her hair out longer, it would probably offset her broad shoulders more, but I can also understand why she probably keeps her hair short, because she's a swimmer. Aesthetically, I think that if she had longer hair and maybe put some waves in it, then it would probably help to offset her broad shoulders. But even so, like, she is very, very pretty. And it is sad seeing such a pretty character, a pretty girl, feeling so negative about her own body. And that is a thing that, you know, for the children who have these body image issues, I really do wish that we could have just more shows in general talking about this stuff to let these kids know that they're not alone. But anyways, it was just something that I noticed that, you know, her poem kind of brings to light a lot of the self-image issues that she has. I think she's really pretty, but I can understand why she would feel insecure about her broad shoulders and about how tall she is. She kind of makes me think of Makoto, aka Sailor Jupiter from Sailor Moon. I don't remember if this was just a dub thing, or I think this was like an actual thing that she had to deal with in the original series. But like, she was very self-conscious about how tall she was, thinking that she scared boys off. So I could kind of see something kind of similar with Undine. So yeah, I feel kind of bad for her, but my gosh, she is really pretty. I hope she's able to see that one day. But yeah, Kim starts just cracking up laughing, and the girls are just shocked and horrified, while the bullies are just like, haha, yeah, this is funny. And Kim's like trying to explain, oh no, yeah, the poem was funny. Oh wait, no, shoot, I accidentally talked to you're a girl. And then he goes back to Bully Blonde and is like, here, you can have these back because I failed the challenge, but I can't help it. I love talking to Undine. And it's like, you can kind of see that Kim does actually feel, you know, he actually does have affection towards Undine. He just doesn't know how to show it. I made a video last year about how I kind of see Kim as being kind of autistic coded. Nothing has actually come out to say if he is autistic or not, but he just kind of feels like it to me, because I see a lot of the negative traits that I used to have back before I realized those things about myself and was able to, you know, consciously try and put a stop to those, to that behavior. But like, my autism can sometimes get in the way of me being able to realize how the words I say come out. So even though I don't mean the words to come out the way that they do, they would still sometimes come out in ways that I didn't intend, and then I'd be really confused why people got hurt by them. Now I'm aware of it, so I've kind of overcompensated, so now I'm always hyper aware of what I'm saying and how it can come out wrong. And even if I do say something, I always try to backtrack and be like, oh no, I meant this. But Kim doesn't really have that self-awareness. He is a teenager, you know, he's 15 now, but he also is 15 years old. I didn't realize this stuff about myself until I was like in my mid-20s. So again, I can't really fault him too much on that, but he does kind of feel autistic to me, just because I see a lot of my own autistic traits in him. Not all of them. I can't see Kim really hyperfixating on Pokemon, but you could say that he hyperfixates on sports. So he's got the hyperfixation, the lack of self-awareness. You know, I really do. I will hold true to my headcanon that he's autistic. But anyways, try and focus on this episode. I'm sorry. So Bully Blonde is like, well, that didn't work. And then Bully Black is like, yeah, maybe it's my turn. You know what? I just realized. I thought that Bully Black kind of looked familiar before, and now I'm just realizing that he kind of looks like Cash from Ben 10, and now I can't unsee it. If you don't remember Ben 10, Ben had these bullies in elementary school, and he kind of didn't really let them bother him in Alien Force, but like in the original, like the very first episode, we see JT and Cash, and like he kind of looks like Cash. Oh my gosh. can't unsee it. The other one, unfortunately, doesn't look like JT. I mean, JT did have brown hair. Actually, no, I think JT was red. Anyways, that's something I noticed. But anyways, the girls are trying to comfort Undine, and they're like trying to help her come up with some new ideas. And Marinette's like, we will rise to this challenge. And Undine's like, a challenge, yes! Oh, yeah, before that, though, they do also have this scene of Kagami talking about this Chinese biscuit snack. It's kind of like Pocky, but it's not actually Pocky. Where, like, a romantic thing that you do with this biscuit is that you put it in your mouth, and then the other person takes a bite, and then you each take a bite until you come together and kiss. And it's like, yay! I love when they reference actual Chinese culture. But yeah, we even see a visual of her and Felix doing it. It's like, oh, it's so cute. Why can't we actually see Felix here? Like, oh, this episode made me realize just how little we've seen. We have not seen Felix at all this season, outside of that one flashback scene where all the heroes learn how to use their powers without transforming back. But then we go back to Kim in the cafeteria, and I know it's not the focus, but like, one thing I noticed when watching the episode was that the lunch lady, I'm pretty sure, is Alia's sister. I don't remember her real name. I can only remember her stage name, Anansi. But like, she's got this giant spider on the back of her hoodie, and she's wearing yellow, and her arms look really muscular, and she's got the right skin tone. It's like, oh my gosh, is this our first look at Alia's sister this season? We don't even see her face. We can't even, Nora, that was her name. We can't even see her face to know if she is Nora, but like, the yellow sweater that's like very similar to her boxer uniform, and she's got the spider on the back. Like, it's gotta be Nora. You can't tell me this isn't Nora. I just wish we could have seen her face. I know she's not the focus, but like, anyways, I just loved that. But then we get Kim is confronted by Bully Black, who, like, I guess he's just as dumb as Kim, because he's like, you, stop talking to girls, stop going near girls, stop looking at girls. He's like, well, how am I supposed to do that when I'm with Undine? You're not with Undine anymore. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am. And it's like, Kim is just, like, I will give Kim props for this. He is dumb and naive, but at the very least, he's loyal. Like, he doesn't understand why this guy's trying to get him to not be with Undine anymore, but it's like, yes, I am. Yes, I am. He doesn't even get mad. He's just like, no, yep, I'm with Undine. I'm not gonna leave her because you told me to. And it's like, props to Kim for that. But then Bully Brown is like, okay, it's my turn. Just immediately goes to him. And it's like, hey, listen, you shouldn't try and kiss Undine. Oh, well, no, there's another scene before that. So they try the whole thing that Kagami suggested with the biscuits. The challenge thing actually came later. I'm sorry. No, yeah. They do the whole thing with the biscuits. And Undine leaves these for Kim to find, like, a trail. And then, they put up the romantic music. And Undine puts the biscuit in her mouth, and Kim just, like, yeah, he puts it in his mouth too, and then he just steals it from her and eats it. It's like, why did you do that? What, you weren't gonna eat it? But we were supposed to kiss! And Kim is, like, really confused, because, he's very bad at taking social cues. Again, a common trait of autism. But, he doesn't understand why Undine is so mad, and she's like, you're supposed to kiss me. He's like, why? Because he's just that dumb, and poor Undine, not really knowing how to process this, just kind of storms off feeling upset and hurt. And that's when Bully Brown comes in and is like, hey, no, you're right not to kiss her, because saliva has all sorts of bacteria, but it's even worse with her because she's a swimmer, and she's also taller than you, so it's actually really dangerous, and if you kiss her, then you're both gonna die. It's like, only Kim would be dumb enough to believe this? Oh yeah, and also you're gonna turn into a toad and then you're gonna die. Only Kim would be dumb enough to believe this, but like, I will give Bully Brown the props that at least he had the best plan that would actually get Kim to not want to kiss Undine. But like, he just scares Kim into not wanting to kiss her at all, which unfortunately works. Marinette then makes the comment about, we'll rise to this challenge, and Undine's like, oh, that's perfect. I'll challenge him. Also, I just noticed that wrong show. Milen, her socks are mismatched. I don't know if that was intentional. I kind of hate it. But another thing that I did notice in an earlier scene was that she actually has I don't know if anyone's noticed this, but one of her buttons is actually the LGBTQ plus ally flag. So like it's like the full LGBTQ plus flag, where it's the full rainbow, but then it's got the triangle with all of the, the arrow, the ally, all the other colors. And it's like, oh my gosh, yay, she's got the flag as one of her pins. I love that. Anyways, so Undine is like, you know what? Yeah, this challenge thing will work. Kim, I challenge you to an arm wrestle, and whoever loses has to do a dare. Kim's like, wait, what? Why? Like, are you scared? No, of course not. Let's do it. And she immediately beats him and breaks the poor table. That poor table. Oh my gosh. That table did nothing wrong. Like, she shatters it. She is that determined to get a kiss out of him. And Kim, feeling afraid that it could hurt both him and her, kind of freaks out and is like, no, oh my gosh, oh, please, no, I can't kiss you because you're tall and you're a swimmer, and kind of hitting exactly into her insecurities. And so she just breaks down, like she screams at him. She starts crying and she threatens to break up with him. And he's just like so afraid because he doesn't want to cause them both physical harm. But she's feeling emotional pain. And she just runs off crying her poor eyes out. I felt so bad for her. Like, I just wanted to scream at Kim. Like, I understand that he truly believes this. It's not malicious, but like, Kim, you are an idiot. Oh, I feel so bad for Undine. But then, of course, Chrysalis sends out her Akuma and akumatizes her. And the akumatization scene was just like, why does she literally just sound like Gabriel and Natalie? Like, she's had so many random voices, and like, it made sense that she sounded like Gabriel in the last episode because, she's pleading to a major Gabriel Agreste fan who's about to transform into Gabriel Agreste. So it's understandable that she would shift her voice to sound like Gabriel. But then she goes back and forth between sounding like him and Natalie with Undine, and it's like, why is she sounding like Gabriel and Natalie? It was just really weird. I don't know, maybe just because they're not in this episode, maybe? I don't know, it was a choice. But she floods the bathroom, and as Marinette and Alia are going to talk to her, and they realize, oh no, she's been akumatized. Alia, you go help everybody else. I'm gonna, quote, see what's going on. Which, Alia understands, like, okay, that means that, you're about to go transform to Ladybug. I'm on it. You go do your thing, I'll do mine. She gets everybody to the roof, and we don't even see Marinette and Adrian transform, I don't think. Oh no, we do. We do at least see Marinette transform, so it is nice, but we still haven't seen like an actual transformation sequence for Adrian yet, and like, it's kind of frustrating. We technically don't get a Marinette transformation sequence here either. And it's like, why aren't we getting these? Because, like, we got Marinette's transformation sequence while she was in her waitress costume. So why? It's weird. But anyways, Undine turns into a very pretty siren. Like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. And I was actually confused at first why her lip balm seemed to disappear when she used it, but apparently I guess it was just her absorbing the Akuma onto her lips, I guess. But, you know, she floods the city, and we get this whole thing where she, like, creates a water mermaid up on top of the school, and everybody else is just, you know, standing on the roof, but then Kim, like, she basically, you know, you hear this narrator who talks about how, you know, the Siren Princess is sleeping and waiting for her prince to wake her with a kiss, and Kim, the big idiot, is like, I need to warn Ladybug and Cat Noir not to kiss her because they'll turn into toads, and oh, Kim, you're an idiot. And Shupu even asks him, why not transform then? Because Ladybug said we should only do that if she calls us, and she didn't call us, so I can't transform. And it's like, you're an idiot, Kim. Honestly. And so, yeah. So we see these, I guess, water creatures. They come out and they got these tridents, and they're like, who is going to be brave enough to try and give a kiss to the princess? And then transforms anybody who doesn't immediately jump to it into a toad. And then we get this honestly pretty good shot. Like, when Marina was transforming, she's like saying that I never should have entrusted Kim with the miraculous, because she's, you know, mad at him for being so cruel to Undine, even though we know that he didn't intend it, but, you know, she doesn't realize that. She thinks that he's just cruel. But it's like, technically, Marina, you weren't the one who selected him. Master Fu did. You just gave him back the miraculous, trusting that Master Fu knew what he was doing. But she literally calls everybody except for Kim, except for, well, that and also Argos. I guess that's kind of obvious why, but like, because, you know, he's in London. But like, we need Felix back. We need to see Argos. We need Felix. But anyways, she gathers everyone together, and they're like, wait, Minotauro's in here. It's like, maybe he got transformed into a toad. Wait, what about King Monkey? We don't need him. That just made me laugh. It's like, oh my gosh. So it's like, imagine their perspectives. Like, wait, what do you mean we don't need him? And that kind of comes back later, not for in the show itself, but like my interpretation of it. It's like, we don't need him. So she sends everybody else out just to, you know, get everybody except for Ryuko goes out to protect the citizens, get them all to safety, and Carapace, you know, creates a shelter. But they take Ryuko with them because, you know, she can use her water powers to help them fight. And so they go into the water, they, you know, do the fight stuff, and then we also get their aqua transformations for Ladybug and Cat Noir. Ladybug's looks great. Cat's does not. I do not like his water outfit, and I hate to say it, but they finally gave us a Cat Noir costume that I absolutely hate. I don't like it. It's bad. It's got all these different shades of green. Ladybug's water fins look amazing, or like her hip fins. Cat Noir's are just little bulges that go around his hips. The tail doesn't look great. It's like splits. He's got these, he's also got splits in his flippers that is like, I don't like it. And also his mask, it's basically a, oh my gosh, it's a monarch mask. Oh my gosh. Oh, what were they thinking with this? And also the green belt. It's bad. It's so bad. And the pose, the pose at the end of this transformation sequence, he looks fat. Why does he look fat? Oh my gosh, it looks so bad. It's so bad. I hate it. Like, he at least doesn't look fat in animation, but like, it's still ugly. I hate it. I hate it. Thanks. I hate it. But anyways, Kim is still refusing to transform because Ladybug didn't call on him, so instead he's like, let me just quick change inside of this trash can into my swim trunks and then go back and then go underwater and try to warn them. I'm like, my guy, you're an idiot. But yeah, we see the heroes saving everybody, and then Kim just sort of distracts them. Ryuko is fighting with one of the water guards, and he distracts them, and Ryuko winds up getting hit. So Ladybug has to, you know, we get this really cool transformation sequence. Ladybug looks great, okay? Cat Noir does not. Ladybug looks amazing. But we see Dragonbug in her aqua form, and it's like, oh my gosh, that's really cool that they like added in the aqua form on top of this. And then they leave the water, and she changes, and she gets rid of the aqua form, so it's just Dragonbug now. And like, oh my gosh, we get to see both of these designs. It's so cool. But she, like, you know, berates Kim, like, what were you doing that was really dangerous? And he's like, I had to warn you not to kiss Undine because she's tall and a swimmer, and you'll turn into Toad. She's like, what? Yeah, no, Bully Brown told me so. It's like, oh my gosh, Kim, you've got to stop being so naive. Naive? Yes, or no, you gotta stop being gullible. Gullible? Yes, gullible, naive. You believe everything people tell you without thinking about them first. And finally, she realizes that Kim wasn't like trying to hurt Undine. He was just being stupid. And Kim is like, oh my gosh, wait, if that's true, then that means I did some really awful and cruel things to her, and I was a terrible person to her. And Ladybug's like, oh, okay, I misjudged you. Maybe you are a good person. You know what? Maybe we could use your miraculous. And it's like, so we get a Kim transformation sequence before we get Adrian's. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. We get to see Kim's transformation sequence before we see Adrian's. A single one of Adrian's. Adrian has had none. Kim has had more transformation sequences than Adrian. I'm so mad. But anyways, so he transforms into King Monkey and uses his power. It turns into a teabag. I almost forgot how his power works at first. It's like it turns into a teabag. It's like, what, are you gonna make tea? Like, what are we supposed to do with this? Make tea? But then he throws it in the water, it creates bubbles, and I'm so confused at first. It's like, oh, that's right! His power isn't a lucky charm. His power is that he disrupts other people's powers. Duh! It doesn't matter what it turns into, he just throws it, it just disrupts. I felt so dumb in this moment. Not gonna lie. So, Dragonbug uses her wind power to disperse all of the bubbles, so they're able to fight normally. Cat Noir changes back to normal, thank goodness, and fights in his far superior costume. And then King Monkey just, you know, transforms them into, like, a coffee mug. And then they break in, and they actually get, like, do some pretty clever stuff here. King Monkey, like, there's this water dragon that they have to fight that's protecting the princess. King Monkey's power turns its water breath into, like, confetti. And Ladybug's lucky charm turns into a bag of cement. It's like, okay, yeah, these are all, like, pretty clever. So she gets a bag of cement, and Cat Noir, like, so she throws it, Cat Noir opens it up with Cataclysm, and gets cement all absorbed into the dragon, which then Dragonbug uses her wind power again to dry it out, so it just turns it into cement. It's like, that's really clever. I like that. That was really good. But then they go to Siren, and it's like, okay, how are we going to change her back? Let's find it. And then Kim, as a callback to the very beginning of the episode when he could smell the banana of her lip balm, is like, I smell banana. And he finds the case where the lip balm was in. And this is actually, I did not realize this was happening, that this was the case until this scene. So I thought it was an animation error that when she put the lip balm on, it just disappeared. I thought that was a really weird thing. But no, that was actually intentional because the akumatized object was the lip balm, and now that's on her lips. They break the case, and King Monkey realizes he smells it on her lips, and is like, oh, okay. And then he uses his power to turn it into a pencil eraser, and then he just sort of flicks it on her lips, and it turns it into a scuba snorkel. And it's like, that's kind of clever. Okay, I like that. And then of course, you know, I love Cat Horse is like, Cataclysm, tap. It's like, just that line delivery. Cataclysm. I'm sorry, I loved that. I laughed so hard. I watched this with my friend Lexi, and we both just laughed so hard. We had to pause the episode just to talk about how amazing that was. I love Adrian too. He's my boy. He's my son. So, anyways, Dragonbug de-evilizes the Akuma, and then she gives Undine a magic charm, saying, hey, you know, maybe this will remind you to talk about your problems. And, you know, they do the group pound it. And then we get kind of an unusual scene. It's, you know, just Lila in her, you know, surrounded by books. I'm curious why she has all of these books. Like, what is she like reading, or are these like journals of everything that she's keeping track of? It's a lot of books. Like, it's an excessive amount of books. Like, girl, are you okay? But I guess this is kind of just her thing that's, you know, her doing the thing that Gabriel used to do, where he'd be like, you may have defeated me this time, Ladybug, but next time you won't be so lucky. Like, I guess it's just kind of weird. But anyways, Kim, after realizing what an idiot he's been, goes to Undine and talks to her, is about to apologize, and then she's like, it's okay, you know, you take the time that you need, and we'll kiss when you're ready, no matter how long that takes. And he's like, how long? It's like, I don't know, a minute, a day, a month. And he's like, oh, okay, 1, 2, 3, and then he leans in and kisses her like really quick. And it's like actually kind of cute. Like, and then they kiss again. And he's like, oh, you know, that's actually kind of nice. He just keeps kissing her. It's like, oh my gosh, that is actually adorable. But I hate to say it, they kind of ruined it at the end. Because, like, this would have been the perfect ending for them to have their kiss, and then everybody walks away. Like, the girls are like, okay, they're going full kissy kiss. Let's give them some privacy and walk out. It's like, okay, yeah, that would have been a cute way to end. And then we get this one final scene. It's like, oh yeah, we can't let them have their moment, so let's have Adrianette have a moment. And it's like, why can't you just let them have their moments? Why do we have to distract from the sweet Kim and Undine moment to go into Adrianette? Like, yes, I get they're the main characters and they're the main couple, but like, can't we just let them have their moment? But then Marinette pulls out the Yum Biscuits, and she does the thing with Adrian, and they actually do it properly. And it's like, it's cute, but kind of infuriating, because like, I just wanted them to have their moment. But the end credit scene is actually really cute, because we get to see all of the couples together. We see Marinette and Adrian holding each other in their arms and kissing. We see Undine and Kim kissing. We see Ivan and Milen just kind of cuddling. We see Mark and Nathaniel kissing. Yes, give us more of the gays. We see Rose and Julika kissing again. Yes, more of the gays. Alia is kissing Nino's hair. He's got his hat off, and his hair does not look good. The same is true for Kim. I noticed this, that their short hair texture is just really weird and kind of off-putting. It looks plasticky, and it doesn't look good. Like the moment is cute, but the hair does not look good. And then we get to see Felix and Kagami, and this is literally the only time that we have seen Felix himself in the show as Felix. And it's like really bringing the hammer down that why have we not seen Felix yet? I know he lives in London and it's kind of hard to bring him here all the time, but like, come on. He and his mom should have been there for Werepapas. That would have been so good to have them there with Adrian meeting his grandparents. Like, let's just make it a full family reunion. Let's have a proper Agreste and Vanilli family reunion where Adrian and Gabriel's parents are there, and then Amelie and Felix and Amelie's parents are there, and of course Natalie. Let's just have a big old family reunion. Maybe get introduced to some other cousins that they might have. Just let me have more of my son. I'm sorry. I know that we have had episodes that were dedicated more to Adrian and where he gets more screen time than Marinette, but like, I need more. I'm sorry, I need more of my son. And like, that would have been a great ending. But we get this one last scene. You know, you gotta have the end credits scene. And I don't really have anything positive to say about this scene. I'm sorry. We get the Nothing Burgers. And they're like really frustrated, and they're talking about, don't worry, we'll find a way to ruin all of these couples. And it's like, why is your goal that you just want to ruin couples? And then we get this mysterious stranger who's shrouded in dark and is like, you won't have the chance, and then attacks them, and then it cuts to black. And it's like, I'm exhausted by these, honestly. Like, I know that they're going for this shock factor that's like, ooh, who's this? A new villain, maybe? New hero, perhaps? Who is this? Find out. Never, apparently, because this is the third time they've done this to us. They had the thing at the end of Werepapas where Natalie's father is hosting this meeting with Kagami's mother, and they're asking why Ladybug lied about Gabriel being monarch. And it's like, ooh, this is really intimidating and scary. Could these be like new villains for the season? And then nothing happens with them. And then we get the whole thing with Luca's pretend girlfriend, and finding out at the end of the episode that she has a miraculous, and that she now knows that Luca knows Ladybug. She doesn't seem to know that he's oh my gosh. Oh gosh, I feel awful. I can't remember his name right now. I love Luca. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking so hard. Oh my gosh. But she does, like, I don't think she knows that he has a miraculous. But, like, we find out that she has a miraculous, and it's like, ooh, what's going on with her? Who is she? Who's this Kwame? And it's like, okay, yeah, that was interesting. It's like, okay, that's something to talk about. And then we get this one, and it's like, okay, once was exciting, twice was interesting, thrice is boring. I'm sorry, I couldn't get excited for this. This was, like, I'm exhausted by these at this point. What are they doing? This might be my least favorite episode of the season so far. Like, I'm not saying that it's a terrible episode, 0 out of 10, you should feel bad for watching it. But, like, it's held back so much by these weird choices that they're making with the structure of this season. And this episode really highlights the biggest issues that we're having with this season that I didn't even notice until this episode. This episode made me realize the biggest flaws of season 6. That they're doing all of these cliffhanger endings that have nothing to do with each other. That they're introducing these new characters that all of our established characters seem to know and have, you know, these strong connections with, that they're like BFFs, but we know nothing about them. Like, every strange choice that they have made this season is highlighted by this episode, and it's very off-putting. I liked the main story. The main story was at least interesting. I liked that we got to see the story from Undine's perspective, and we learned a lot more about her. Because that was the thing I was saying at the beginning of this video, that I want to know more about Undine. I want them to develop her as a character. And even though it was kind of glossed over, we still learned something about her. We learned about her body image issues and how she's insecure about how others see her. And she's insecure about whether she's beautiful or not. I think she's pretty, but that's me as an audience member talking about this this character who was created by a person. But, like, you know, art is pretty. But I just wish that this episode could have had more positive things to it. I don't know. I guess I would give this episode like a 6 out of 10. Mainly for all of the issues with it. If we knew more about the Nothing Burger trio, to where they were actual characters and not just Nothing Burgers, then it would elevate the episode, because we would actually feel the stakes. Our stakes are solely based off of our feelings towards Kim and Undine, and we have mixed feelings towards Kim because he has made all of these weird choices in the past. Again, I don't think they're necessarily his fault. I don't think he's necessarily a bad person. I think he just doesn't realize how he comes off because of his neurodivergency. But, like, it can be really off-putting. And then you get Undine, whom, up until this point, and even still kind of in this episode, her main characterization is that she's Kim's girlfriend and that she's a swimmer like he is. And that's all we knew about her until now. Even now, we still only know a little bit more about her, that she's got body image issues, that she's insecure. And it's like, okay, that's a little bit more, but we still don't really know a lot about her. What are her interests outside of swimming? What's her home life like? What's her favorite color? I don't think we even know her favorite color. But yeah, maybe it's blue. I mean, her dress is kind of a bluish off-white, but anyways. Yeah, this episode was just kind of, I wasn't really, like, I wish it was better. Because there is a good story here. I just wish that it was better. I wish there was more. I wish that they didn't highlight every weird choice that they have made throughout this entire season. It's just, it's disappointing. But anyways, maybe you have a different feeling than I do. Feel free to leave a comment down below. And just a reminder that we are a respectful community here, so if somebody says something that you don't necessarily agree with, please be polite and considerate. And thank you all for joining me today. I'm hoping that I can make enough money with extra hours at work these next 2 weeks. I guess, you know, this past week and also this upcoming week, that maybe I can have enough money to buy myself a new tablet with this next check, but it might not be until the end of next month that I can get it, that I can get a new tablet, but hopefully soon I'll be able to have that taken care of so I can have more artwork for you guys. But thank you all for joining us today, and as always, oh yeah, this isn't a live stream, I should do my proper outro. You know, we do all sorts of fun stuff on this channel, so including playing video games. We do art and also sometimes talk about cartoons and anime. So if you enjoy this stuff, then be sure to subscribe and ring that bell icon to never miss a video. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I hope you all have a very magical day.